Hello, everyone. Here we are again, back at Baby Grand Music Studio. And we're here this afternoon just to give you a little recap of what we just experienced. Did you have a good time?
Yes, I did. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. We really, first of all, want to just thank God for the wonderful, wonderful evening we had on June the 8th
Yes.
at the Averett Center. And secondly, we want to thank you all for showing up and showing out.
Yes. It was full.
It was full. We had a really, really good time. So this is just a recap. We just want to kind of tell you about some of the things that happened that night. It was a beautiful crowd.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful day. It was beautiful. Just, I can't say it enough. It was just a wonderful, wonderful time. The audience was very engaging with our children because, they worked really hard to present to the community. And they did present well.
Yeah. And our theme was "You Are Not Forgotten." And we did a lot of selections that incorporated with that theme. And the children did very well with their pieces that they studied for months.
For months. That's right.
And,
That's right.
They just did very well. They did a good job, and we commend them for.
I'm glad you said that, for months, because it takes preparation.
Yes.
You have to prepare. If you want excellence to come, you have to prepare.
Yes.
And they did that. And we're so grateful for the good turnout that came about. And we just wanted to thank a few people, our parent club for one, for just sticking in there, hanging in there to prepare our programs, our booklets. One of our parent club members, he was on recording. So all of that, it took everyone to bring the recital together. Everyone was playing their own little parts, and it came
big
together.
Production.
Yeah,
it's a production.
I've heard several people have called or texted me and said, "Hey, that wasn't just a recital; it was a production."
Yes,
and we're grateful that you all received it in that way, because we did put a lot of hard work into it.
Yes.
So we thank you for that.
Yes.
Also, you can contact any of our parent club members if you're interested in being a part of Baby Grand. And also, our phone number is 912-687-6178. 912-687-6178. You can always give us a call if you're interested. And I'm going to tell you something that was a big part of a recital, because we're speaking of calling us if you need us. We do get a lot of calls here asking if we have someone that's ready. And if you were at the recital, you can tell there are some that are ready. However, some of these children are sponsored. We have a program that's called Sponsor a Future Musician. And if you, as a church or organization, would like to sponsor someone, you certainly can do that. And for that, you get a discount.
Yes.
And so, if you're calling to see if we have musicians ready, we probably do, but I guarantee you they're going to go to those places that are
sponsoring.
Yes, I guarantee you that.
And Ms. Robin, let me say the participants, the students were so beautiful that night, in their red and their black and their white, and I just enjoyed it, seeing them dress up and come in formal and semi-formal, and they just enjoy themselves and enjoy being up on the stage. That was something they never experienced. Some of them never experienced before, but it was really nice, and they were well dressed. Parents, y'all put a lot of effort into that, and it was great. I mean, we enjoyed it.
Yes, they did really look nice. They looked really beautiful.
Yes.
And that gives you a different perspective of everything, being up on that stage like that. it puts them in the mindset of, hey,
I'm a star.
I'm a star.
Yeah, I'm a star.
And they really, really enjoyed it. And
Yes.
you're right. The parents, we thank you for putting forth those efforts to make sure that they were right in the right place at the right time, looking the right way.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about these artists that was there.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Let's talk about them.
Where do we get started? Well, one of the artists that we had was Jocelyn Joseph, who is a former student of Baby Grand. And she was absolutely wonderful. Jocelyn has released a single, and she performed that single for us that evening, and it was absolutely wonderful. I'm going to tell you something else. Jocelyn also performed at the Juneteenth.
She was there. I saw her.
And I had a young lady to come to me on Sunday and said, hey, I heard that same young lady singing at Juneteenth.
Yep.
And she said her husband says, well, how do you know? You don't know that song. She said, yes, I do. It was at Baby Grand.
Sure was. She sure was.
And it was at the recital.
Yes, she was there.
She was really, really awesome. And we thank you, Jocelyn, for always showing up for Baby Grand.
Yes. And our next artists were the Backseat Drive. Nah.
They weren't in no backseat.
No, them boys was great. They did an awesome job.
Awesome
job. They were, I felt like I was at the Apollo.
Yeah.
Ray Chu and the crew.
That's it.
Junior. Junior. They was so good. Miss Ann helped them with assisting them, and she was like the big boss. She was like the big boss with them, but she did such a good job with them, and they just flowed so melodically together, and we just enjoyed those boys. They were so good. Young men. Young men. They
positive young men.
Yes,
positive young men.
And they put a lot of practice and hard work into the recital as well. They didn't just jump up there and play. They came and they spent hours of practices, evenings with you.
Yes.
And with the students that participated with them, they did a lot of work with that.
Again, there we go. Preparation. And we do thank Ann for stepping in and giving them some knowledge on things that they could do.
Yes.
And they took it and they received that.
Yeah.
And we were so grateful to see how it all came together. They worked really hard. Yeah. And then they played behind some of our students.
Yes.
And wow.
And I was getting text messages in the recital. Man, who are them boys? Them boys are bad. It's like, they're really good. They are really good.
So when y'all hear that name, the Backseat Drivers, you know we're telling you about them firsthand. Yeah. They are wonderful.
They are
wonderful young men, and they, a couple of them also were former students of Baby Grand. So I'm proud of that. But Ty Daniels, and we had Ja'Cory Lee. And then we had Mackay Parrish. So those three pieces were awesome.
They were great. And if you get a chance to look at the live, look at it and you'll see what we're talking about, because they were really good.
Yeah, the live is good. But being in the house at night,
you should have been there.
Oh, that was a totally different level. Yes, it was.
experience.
We also want to thank Aaron Bravo, who came forth and did a spoken word for us. And let me tell you, he was magnificent.
He was great.
He really was. And he put in some time because he did a lot of those lyrics. Those were his lyrics. You know, those were his spoken words. Even on the song that he helped on, Glory. Those were the rap part of that. Those were his words. They came from him. Even though, you know, we've heard the song before with the rapping. But those words came from what God gave to him. And it was wonderful, wonderful. So we thank him for coming and being a part of it.
And Miss Vivian
Summers,
Miss Melissa
Bennett,
Miss Evangeline,
and Evangeline
and Miss Robin. Y'all did a great job. I thought y'all was involved for a minute. Y'all did so well.
Thank you.
And just to have that backup to back up those kids, it let them know that they weren't alone up there.
That's right.
And y'all did so good with backing them up and keeping them on point. Yeah.
And
Miss Van,
I'll tell you. And you know what? We could not do all of this without help.
Yes.
You know, Candace is always right there to help us.
We love you, Miss Candace.
We love you, Candace. And also Tia
yes,
Reese.
Tia.
You know, there's no way that you can think that you can get this done
by yourself.
It
was a production. It was not just one person. It was a production.
That's right. That's right. And so we're just so grateful for that.
We would like to thank our sponsors. And so Layla's gonna come and thank our sponsors. Really quick. Say hey, Layla.
Hello, everyone.
All right.
So for our sponsors, starting off with our diamond level, we have Mr. Jerry and Mrs. Robin Lanier, Mr. Charles and Mrs. Veronica Farley, Mama V, Mr. Michael and Mrs. Vivian Summers, Brinson Williams and Grooms Insurance, Hills Mortuary Incorporated, Tia and Tierra Reese, and that is the end of our diamond level. Now for our platinum level, we have Francis Johnson of Davis, Bozeman and Johnson Law, Four Seasons of Love, Mr. Freddie and Nikki Grant, Pastor Daniel and Lady Barbara Woodson, Matthew H. Lovett and Sons Funeral Home, family of the late Martha Moore Rice, Dorothy Williams and Stevie Holmes, and Gabe Client and Associates. Now for our gold level sponsors, we have Felicia George Prince and Hugh Tucker Attorney at Law, and Mother Toledo Moore, Miss McKenna Parrish. For our gold level, we have Felicia George Prince. For our silver level, we have Miriam Hobbs, which is Visuals by Hobbs. And for our bronze level, we have Mark and Gentira Knight, Love on Wheels Concierge Services by Virginia Cone, Caring and Sharing Home for Boys by Jamina Fields, Ave the Poet by Miss Eva Rivers, Mrs. Annette Holloway, Dr. Rosalind Fields and Family, Atlanta, Georgia, Reverend Wayne Williams, YCC Incorporated, Elim Baptist Church by Miss Inez Holmes, Evie's Jewels by Miss Shala Smith, All Tied Up by Centrella Palmer. We have Evie's Jewels and by Miss Shala Smith was the one who did our bags and our cups.
Hold on, let's see what those bags look like. Ooh. Yes. Aren't they beautiful?
Yes.
And you know the thing, let me say this about the bags. For as you can see, this student was a piano student. If they were a voice student, she put the microphone on there. And also if you were a drum student, she had the whole drum set on there. They were just absolutely done with love. And we thank you so much for that. And also she did this beautiful, beautiful cup for me. Thank you so much. Okay. Keep going.
To our bronze level sponsors, we have All Tied Up, this Centrella Palmer.
Okay, let's stop right there. There you go. You got it. You got it.
She did our balloons for our recital and everything. They were very beautiful. Backdrop. Very beautiful. Then we have Mr. Gerald and Terry Golden. That's the end of their sponsors. Now I will talk about our patrons. Everyone who donated through Cash App, Zelle, and at the recital, we dearly appreciate it. Though their money goes to well-needed resources and funds for our students and everything, for music book, for making everything easier. So we have snacks sometimes, when we get for school. For our patrons, we have Jackie Natson, Ebony and Ivy's Vending, Pink Butterfly Skincare, Shayla Donaldson, Ashley Carter, Crystal Simpkins, Jocelyn Poole, Ann Harris Gunter, Daphne Jackson, Our Girls Rock 2, Valerie Johnson, Mia Moore Photography by Miss Mia Williams, Ozell Lawrence, and Mr. Jesse and Marjorie Lawrence. That is the end of our patrons.
Thank you, Layla.
Well, thank you, Layla. Thank you so much. And thank you, sponsors and patrons and all of you all who poured into Baby Grand. As Layla said, Those funds are used for our students right here at the studio, as well as pouring back into the community. We had a young man there that night, Brantley Simmons, and he and his wife have an organization here entitled Kings. It's a mentoring group, and I tell you what, if you are interested, please contact Brantley Simmons, or you can get in contact with us here, and we'll put you in contact with him. But those are the type of organizations that we pour back into. So the funds that we receive not only stay here, but we find other organizations within our community to be able to give back to them. And it's all because of you. And we thank you for that, because Baby Grand Music LLC is a ministry. And that's what we're here to do, is to pour back into each other. And we can't do it without your help. And we thank you so much for that.
Now, Ms. Robin, what are we to expect in the future of Baby Grand?
Well, right now, Baby Grand is relaxing for a moment. But we will be back in August. We'll be back in August. We're going to be starting back up for our 19th year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. I can hardly believe I'm saying that, because I'll tell you, every year I said, I'm done. Yeah. I'm not doing it anymore. Yeah. And the Lord will tell me, keep yes, going. You are.
Yep, keep going.
So we will be back in August. We already have some things planned when the children get back that we're going to be doing. Of course, you all know, stay tuned for our Christmas recital that we'll have coming up in December. We do know we'll have that, but there are going to be some other fun things going on over here at Baby Grand. So if you're interested in being a part of Baby Grand in any capacity, whether it's being a student, whether it's being a sponsor, because we do have some people that continue to sponsor us all year long.
Right.
They just don't wait for the recital. They'll just come in and pour into Baby Grand at any given time. So any capacity that you would like to be a part of Baby Grand, please just reach out to us. We are taking new students.
Yes. And if you come across instruments that are in reasonable condition, like bells or keyboards or tambourines, things like that, don't come bringing all that stuff over here now. Miss Robin ain't got no room for all that. But y'all bring, if call her and say, hey, Miss Robin, can you use some bells, or can you use an extra drum set, or can you use, and if she can, she'll take it. We'll take those type of donations as well too, or a keyboard, because she does a loaner program for students, and it allows them to borrow the keyboard until they're able to purchase their own.
That's correct.
But if you have that kind of stuff that you would like to donate, and she can take it now, we'll be glad to accept it.
That's right. That's right. And we, just to tell you a little bit about the things that also went on at the recital, we had some people that we honored within our community, because there's so many great musicians out there, singers that are out there, that we felt, not God just told us to do this many years ago. And we had stopped doing that for a while, but we wanted to get back to honoring those who pour into this community musically, and let them know that they are not forgotten. And we do appreciate what they give back to our community. Now, this year, our honorees were Mr. Charles Weaver. As you know, he's a drummer.
Right.
And he plays everyone. Is such a sweet young man, godly young man. He was one of our honorees. And
Miss Melissa Bennett.
Yeah.
Miss Vivian Summers. Pastor Brock Taylor.
And Miss Tarrasha Scarborough. She was trying not to say her
name. I wasn't
name.
going to say my name.
She was trying not to. But those were our honorees this year, and we will be honoring someone each year like we have done in the past. I know there's Miss Annette Holloway was once one of our honorees. Miss Veronica Scott Farley, she was one of our honorees at one time. And there's so many more. Mr. Edwin Lovett, you know, I can go on and on to some of the people that we've honored over the years. But we thank you all for doing what you do in this community and pouring back into the music, the arts. And
so we had a bear that was given out to the student who had the most sponsors, and his name was Melvin. And Melvin went home with who?
Hayden Reese. Hayden Reese. Hayden spoke that thing way back in December. He says, "I'm taking this one home with me," and he did.
Yes,
and he did.
So we gave away Otis. We gave away Melvin. Next, who are we giving away, Miss Rob?
Eddie. So Eddie will be in the house very soon. So when the kids get back in August,
they'll see Eddie.
Eddie will be in the house. That's right. Otis,
Melvin gone.
Now Eddie.
And then finally, you know, we're gonna have the bad boy David, but we gotta wait.
We gotta wait on David. We're gonna go with Eddie. So Eddie will be in the house.
Yes.
To greet the children when they come back in August.
Baby Grand has t-shirts, these red t-shirts that we're wearing.
Yeah.
On sale for $20. And if you would like to get one, please contact Miss Robin. She has a plethora of t-shirts back there.
Plethora.
So if you would like one, she got all sizes. Please contact her so that you can get one of these nice bright red t-shirts that we're wearing here today.
And the children's sizes, they're only 15.
15 for the children's sizes. Okay.
Yeah.
And our recital books are on sale for $5. And so if you would like one of those recital books, it has all the students' names and their pictures and the staff name and pictures in this book. It's $5. Contact us. This is part of our fundraising as well. And if you would like to purchase one, they're $5. Contact us and we'll make sure that you get one.
Isn't that how they do on the Price is Right? Thank you.
Yes.
And I just want to leave one thing with you. And this was, these words were given to me by Mama V, Miss Veronica Scott Farley. Such a beautiful, beautiful woman. She taught music here in Bullock County for many, many years. She was at G.P. Bryant. And so everyone knows Mama V. But Mama V has always been very supportive. She and her husband always pour into Baby Grand and what we do here. And she was they were one of the first to sponsor us this year. Yeah. And they don't live here any longer. They live up in the Atlanta area. But one of the things that she said was that remember that every expert at one time was once a beginner. And that has stuck with me to share with our children. You know, you have to start somewhere. And at the beginning, it may seem a little hard, but if you just stick with it and you continue to practice, you continue to grow, you will reap the benefits of this program. So we're going to leave that with you this afternoon. And we hope to see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.